I hit the three dots, then borrow, and then borrow again. So that is how you find a book or an audiobook and check it out or put a hold on it.
This
Easy.
meeting is
The other thing you can do here is apply a tag. So go
being
back into the three
recorded.
dots and this time hit tag. So you can pick one of these default tags, which look like book list, thumbs up, and thumbs down, or you can make your own tag using text or emojis. Okay, so now let's go into your shelf. This area shows you your loans, your holds, and your tags. So loans are the books that you currently have checked out. It tells you how much time you have until the book is due, whether it's downloaded to the Libby app, and how many people are waiting for it. Your holds show you the books that you have on hold, gives you approximate amount of time that you still need to wait, allows you to read a sample, and gives you a way to manage your hold. So in the screen, you can see when you place the hold, and then you can cancel or suspend the hold here. And finally, your tags are going to show you any books that you've applied a tag to in the library section, which is a nice way to organize your books, to read, or to rate the ones that you have already read. Current book. So as I said before, you can choose whether to read your books within the Libby app or on a Kindle. So it appears that whatever choice you make is going to apply to all of the books that you have checked out. If you choose to read them within the Libby app, you can get to your book by hitting open in Libby. To get back to it, the book's icon will appear down here, and you can just hit that to start reading again. If you want to read your books in a Kindle, hit open in Libby, then back, then change choice and choose Kindle instead. So now it's going to take you to an Amazon page to claim your library book and send it to your Kindle. And that will automatically appear in your Kindle's cloud. Audiobook. So with audiobooks, you don't really have a choice about where to listen to it. You have to listen to it from within the Libby app. You can open the audiobook and it will replace the current book down here. Also, you can choose to stream or download the audio files. While listening, you can change the speaking speed, set a sleep timer if you want to pause for 30 minutes, apply a bookmark, and navigate either by chapter or by sliding this bar. Also, tapping in the center of the app gives you 15-second rewind and forward capabilities. Plus, you can swipe to quickly rewind and quickly fast forward. And finally, the settings menu gives you access to some Libby tips, your library cards and account, setting up Libby, and a support area. So setting up Libby gives you the ability to change what kinds of books you download automatically and whether you can do it only on Wi-Fi. Under settings, set up Libby, manage hold notices. You can change the email where hold notices are sent and determine whether books are automatically checked out for you. And that is it. So I use this app all of the time to check out digital books, put books on hold, and listen to audiobooks. Let me know what you think. Comments are always appreciated, and thanks for watching.
Miss James, we can't hear you. Take yourself off of mute.
Here, hold on. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I am going to give everybody a chance to grab their to get their iPad, to go to the Libby app. Also get your library card if you need to. So I'll give you a minute to do that if you need to. And then in about 2 minutes, I will begin showing you how to access the app and how to access the library using the app, providing you've got your library card with you. Okay. And if you don't have your library card, just watch on, so that in the event that you like to do it at a later date, you can do so after observing how to. So I'm going to switch devices now and go to the iPad.
you're in trouble by this case. You're in trouble by the text messages that you have. You're in trouble personally. Exhibiting in this courtroom as well. However, you have admitted, Ms. Anderson, that you do owe him money. Not the money for the books, he already told us, that's basically it, he wanted you to pay yourself, not the money for the documents, again, that is in the same court. If it's impose on you a payment of $1,250 for 3 months for a payroll, and on the other hand, we need to dismiss your counterclaim for your lack of proof. What we want you to understand is those messages are extremely disturbing and violent and vulgar. We would like you to take this to a police department. We would like you to supply his name and have them look into it, or even notify directly the district attorney's office, and they may make an independent investigation as to the origin of those calls, because they are serious. At this point, I think you understand as well that we don't have any direct proof that he is in fact the person who made those text messages, or even is responsible for someone who did make them. However, you just don't come across right to me. Okay.
I'm sorry, your judge, but I'm afraid to.
Judgment for you for $1,250. Counterclaim dismissed without prejudice. If you can prove anything, come back. We'd love to hear from you. Register money or
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, hear you.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm gonna go to the Libby app now,
you allege in your answer that you did.
and I'm also, I need to get out of this. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. My goal is to, I logged in, now I need to log back out. So I wasn't aware that. Let's see. Exit. Let's see if everybody exit. Oh, nope.
Gorgeous yachts that claim she built and stuff, and somebody can build a yacht. I'm in trouble building something that holds 2 or 4 people. So I met with him.
Do you see what's going on? It seems like I'm already in the library. I need to get out of here. Seems like once you're in, seems to be a problem getting out of it. So I've got to determine what icon I need to select in order to exit the library. I want to close my app. And so, seems to me, from the person who's the TV on, can you mute your, Isaac, can you mute everyone except for me? Thank you. The TV is distracting and I can't focus. All right. As you can see from my screen, I'm in Libby right now. And it says here, I'm at the District of Columbia Public Library with 1 card. So I'd like everyone to go ahead and select your
Libby app. Select your Libby app. Okay. Now, Isaiah, I would like to have everyone being able to ask questions, but I'd like everyone, those that have a TV in the background, to turn it off, because it should be that everyone should be available at least to have that option.
Okay.
So can you please let them know to turn off or mute, turn their TV off or exit the session if they can't turn their TV off.
Okay. If I see anyone's mic going off, I'll mute it.
Right, but I would like them to be able to ask questions.
Right. So, well, I'll figure it out.
This is
I'll make it work.
From the senior iPad program.
So I'd like, first to begin, I'd like to know if everyone, those who are desiring to access the library, if you're in the app. Are you in the app?
Yes, I'm in the app.
Do you have your library card available with you?
Yes, I was able to go all the way through.
I'm in the app.
Okay. All
Everything
right.
available.
My Libby is already set up.
Okay. Anybody struggling to get into the app? Please let me know so I can help you now.
Miss Teresa, we do have one person who just learned in the moment of this session, Miss Hattie Milo. And so she just learned really how to get into Zoom. And I just want to, thank her for coming on, but she was a little afraid. So I'm pretty sure she's pretty quiet back there. Miss Milo, are you on the phone? On the Zoom? Okay, maybe her line's muted. But anyway, she is on, and I just wanted to, she was struggling just trying to get on the Zoom. But we'll help her offline.
So are you able to select your location? Everyone of your local library?
I can't get into the app. I don't know how to get into the app. It was not activated, and I don't know how to do it.
Okay, so tell me what happened when you selected the app.
Oh, okay. Nothing happened except that the screen moved. The app is dark. I tried to go to the app store, and I got on Libby. I said get, and then I went through it, and then it said that my ID has not yet been used in the iTunes store, and I either had a chance to cancel or to review. Well, I canceled because I'm not trying to get into iTunes right now. So I just went back to the beginning, and I'm sort of in a loop. I don't know how to activate the Libby.
All right. What I can do is I'm going to, for those of you who need to download Libby, edit the home screen, library, shelf, edit, share the app, delete the app. I'm going to go ahead and follow the prompts. I'm going to delete the app right now from my iPad, and I'm going to start. So watch me carefully, okay? So I'm going to, can you see my screen?
Yes.
I'm going to the App Store. I'm selecting the app. So I'm heading to the App Store. in my search, I'm going to type in Libby, Libby, and I'm going to put in their library just to make sure I get the right app. I'm going to search for it, and here it is. And I'm going to ask it to download. It's going to ask me for my Apple ID because I'll need my Apple ID. Oh, well, it did that without it. I guess it has memory of my Apple ID. So now I've downloaded it. Okay. Now here's a question for those of you who are struggling. You must have your correct Apple ID to get into the app, to download an app in the App Store. If your ID is not correct, guess what? It's going to kick you out. It's going to say no. So make sure that your Apple ID is correct in order to move ahead. Okay. So I'm going to open my app. And it says, welcome. Thousands of public libraries offer ebooks. Do you have a library card? Yes, I have a library card. So I'm going to select yes. All right. It says here, if you already use Libby, choose this. It will keep all of your data in sync. Well, I'm not choosing that because I'm a beginner. So I'm now going to look and search for my local library. And I'm going to do so using my zip code. So I'm going to enter my zip code. And it was giving me options of all the libraries that's within my zip code. I'm going to select the first one. And that's how you get into it. I'm in the library now.
Yeah.
But it should have asked me for my library card, and I'm assuming it had it recorded from my previous, because I did go in yesterday. It did ask me for my library card. So it says to add a library card for the District of Columbia, or signing with, I would like sign in with my card. Okay, so I have a card, so I'm going to sign in with my card. So now I'm going to enter into that window where it says card number, my library card number. And I need to find that first. I don't have that memorized. So I need to get my library card. Okay, so I'm entering my card number. And I entered it. That's all it needs. And it found me. So yes, that is me, Teresa. So I'm going to go ahead and say next. It's asking me, do I want to rename my card? Not really. I like the way it is. I hit next. If you prefer to read with Kindle, we can open books directly to your Kindle device or Kindle app. I'm going to skip that because I don't have a Kindle. Now I'm in a library. And I have all these, so now it says here, and they have different, if you look at the navigation bar at the very top, it says just added, those are the most recent books. Then they have popular books, random, available now, and subjects. So I can basically select any, I can look at the just added books by select, and these are all the just added books that you just added to my library that I selected. It applies to the library that you selected. So these are all the books that are available that have been just recently added. You can borrow it. You can, let's look at this one, Sherlock Holmes. It says, do I want to borrow it, or do I want to read a sample, or do I need to tag it? Tag it means, do I want to tag it and then come back to it later? So I'm going to go ahead and hit a tag, and it says here, tags can be anything. You can select whatever you want. So I'm going to select the book icon right here, and that's going to be how I tag a book. meaning I want to put that on my list, my to read list. Here's another one that might interest me. This Jane Austen, one of my favorite authors. I can tag this, and I've decided to tag it. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead. I've tagged 2 books. If I wanted to read a sample, which I'm not going to go into, but I can simply select read sample, or I can say, I'd like to borrow Jane Austen. So I'm going to go ahead and hit borrow. And now I hit the borrow, and it says, it's asking me, you are borrowing, and it tells me the name of the book that I'm borrowing. And I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, I want to borrow that book. And there it is. And that book is actually going to on my iPad for the next 3 weeks. I have 3 weeks to read that book. It says a notification will tell you when your loan is due. Would you like to set up your notifications? Yes, I'd like to do so. So I'm going to manage. I want to know when is my book due. It says it, choose which type of event you'd like to be notified by. I am going to select, it appears, it says when its loan is expiring, appears a few days before your loan is due so that you can renew it or replace a hold. Or you could be notified when it appears when your loan has been returned automatically without a due date. I can select one of those. So I'm going to say return automatically. I don't want to keep it on the shelf. So I'm going to say, I want it returned automatically. And that should bring me to the, and here it has here, appears when you order type. So you have different options. Okay. So that's what it is. Now I need to get back out of here. So basically now I've set up my notification. I can begin browsing or reading my book. So, oops, what happened here? Let me go back. Ooh, I went back too far. I need to get back in the library. I don't want to download. Hold on, I messed up here. Let me cancel that. I'm back in. Okay, so that's basically, in a nutshell, how one can access the book. Erin, do we have any questions that I can help you with while you're in the library? Anyone, go feel free to unmute and ask questions with using the library.
Miss James, how do you find by the author only?
Well, you can go into the search. Hit, you see where your top window where it says search, go into search.
James Baldwin.
So let's put in, I'm going to put in James Baldwin right now and see what happens. BALDWIN. And let's
my husband, yeah, my husband used to read all his books, every book he ever, before he crossed over, read all of them.
Oh. Okay, so rentals, let's see, rental homes, learning games for kids, foods, let's see. Oh, these are apps. I'm in the App Store. How in the world did I get into the App Store? How in the world did I go back? I need to get back into, hold on, I need to go back into Libby. Oh, all right, I'm back in it. So now I'm going to search into, and I should be at preferences. Let's see what preferences. It says here, you can set up your preferences, any format, any language. My language is always going to be English because that's the only language I know. What sort of audience? For me, I'm general content or mature audience. I say general. Support. Let's see what that is. I want anything, Libby, I guess so. And availability. Any, yep, I'm going to select that. And therefore, so I'm going to apply my preferences. Now I've done that. I now have access to other things. What it just did was set up all the sort of things I would like to borrow. So now I want to do a search for James Baldwin. So let's go see if I find the search bar, and I'm going to put in here James. So notice it's coming up, B-A-L-D-W. Here it is. They probably have many books on him. There it is. Look at the amount of books on James Baldwin. Any other authors that you're interested in? It's a matter of going into the search bar and putting in your author. Now, if you don't know your author, just putting the name of the book.
Walter Mosley.
Let's put in Walter, you said? I'm going to put in Walter
Mosley.
Okay, W-A-L-T-E-R. What's the last name? Rosalie, R-O?
M-O-S-L-E.
Oh, Mosley, M-O-S-L-E-Y. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, here's a lot of books here. So it's right there at your fingertip. You don't have to get in your car or get on the bus to go to the library. Read your book digitally, read it at any time. As long as you have that, your cellular data, you know, you have internet access to the internet, you'll be able to use Libby.
So how do you turn that book into digital so it can you can hear it being read to you?
Oh, well, let's go find out. Let's find out what, let's see, audio general. It shouldn't be in the preferences. We may have to go into a whole different, so let me put in here audiobooks and see what happens.
Thank you, Ms. James.
Audio, best shelf audios, audio Bible, you can audio Bibles. So let's go to the audio Bible studies, or yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So here you got, these are audio books. You can borrow, or you can tag it to come back to later, or you can play a sample of it. And I'm going to play it. Here you go. That's how you play it.
The Bible, the Biography by Karen Armstrong.
See? So that's it.
Narrated
Awesome.
by Josephine Bailey.
Right? Very simple.
Copyright
Thank you.
2007, Karen
So I'm going
Armstrong.
to stop this now.
This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement
How
with
do I
Atlantic
stop
Monthly
this?
Press, an imprint of Grove Atlantic, Inc., and was produced in the year 2007 by Tantor
Should be
Media
able to stop
Incorporated,
this
which holds the
somewhere.
copyright thereto.
Try bringing
Introduction.
down the
Human
toolbar
beings are meaning-seeking
and try to
creatures.
pause it.
Unless we find
Yeah,
some pattern or
where the battery
significance in
is,
our lives,
swipe
we
down,
fall very
and
easily into
there should be a
despair.
pause button.
Language plays an important
Where the
part in our
battery
quest.
is, swipe down where the battery
It is not only a
where
vital
11%
means
is
of
top right
communication,
corner.
but it helps us to articulate and clarify the incoherent
press
turbulence
pause.
of our inner world.
Oh, wow. You're awesome. You're awesome, Isaiah. I
So
didn't
how
know
did
that existed there. So
So
there
how
we go.
did-
Oh, huh?
How did you stop it though?
We went and we hit, you see up in the top right-hand corner, swipe down, and then it came up. It told you that you had an audio
Oh, good.
device running. And all I
Thank
did
you.
was, that's it.
Wow.
And you can start it back again. So if you want to stop it for a little while, you can from there, and then go back and then continue listening if you care to. Any
Right.
other questions on these library apps? Now, if you're still struggling, please call the help desk and we'll help you.
Okay.
Anybody that, you know, but be sure to have your library card available. Now, if you don't have a library card, call the help desk and we'll help you get a digital library card. We will help you do so. It's a matter of just completing a form digital wise, and then within minutes you get that, because that's how I did mine. Within minutes I received my library number and I was able to access the library. Okay, all right. So any questions on this Libby app?
That was good.
Okay, so there you go. You got lots of books to read. You can borrow up to 8 books at a time. No, up to 10 books at a time. You can place on hold 10 books. So let's say a book that's difficult to get, like I think the in the video, the lady who did the video said that she was trying to get Michelle Obama's book, and it's always, so then she said she waited months. So she placed it on hold. And then eventually she was notified that the book is available for her to read, but she can only keep that book for 3 weeks because somebody else is waiting on it. Okay. Any other questions on using the Libby app? Should I exit out of Libby now? Seems like I should. I'm not getting any more questions on it. So I'm going to go back to Zoom. And I'm going to stop sharing. Let me stop sharing now. Okay, now. All right, so who's going to begin reading their books today? Anybody borrowed any books yet?
Not
You
me.
can unmute yourself, huh?
Not me.
No, you're not going to read a book, Carla, or listen to one. You can borrow audiobooks.
Well, I actually have a paper book I'm supposed to be reading, so, and it's a Walter Mosley book.
I hear you. You're supposed to be reading, right? I hear you.
Right.
Hi, Cedric. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you? You're muted. You're muted. Unmute.
I'm fine. I've been keeping up, but I'm not able to always catch up. So I'm doing it today. I'm glad you're doing this. And right now I'm messing with Canopy.
All right. So then, yeah, that's the next thing I'm going to look at is Canopy.
Okay.
All right. So it's nice to see you.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Right.
I've been talking about the program for the longest.
Okay. Yes, it's been a blessing to many, including myself.
I'm glad he spoke up, Miss James, because I had said yesterday with the workshops, I'd love to hear the men join in to these sessions, and I'm glad he spoke up today.
Okay.
Other than Isaiah.
All right, the person with iPad, we need to know your name so you can get credit for this class. Don't forget, we are in a competition now. The most attended classes, you walk away with a Mac Pro laptop. So please let us know your name. I see iPad instead of a name.
Hi, Miss Teresa. This is Patricia Bishop.
Hi,
Did you see my name?
I'm seeing your name.
Okay, because I got a call yesterday from a Miss Queens.
Saying
that I was not on, but I let her know I was on yesterday, and I keep explaining that by me being resident council president here, that I'm very busy being a new president. I have to get all of this up and running, and I'm doing 2 things at one time. I was trying to participate and trying to sign in when I can, but just to give, acknowledge that. And she said that I was on the list for non-participants.
Well, listen, and I might be calling even more of the seniors, but I do apologize.
Oh,
Thank
you Miss
for...
Queens. Hello, I didn't even look at the and see that was you.
Yeah, thank you for joining on today, Miss Busy Lady.
Okay.
And thank you for your service you're doing in DC.
Oh, thank you. Acknowledge and appreciate that. It's a lot of boards I'm on.
Yes, I also got a call from Miss Queen on Monday, I believe it was, because she told me about the class yesterday, but I got busy and lost track of time, but I made it today. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. It's nice to see your lovely face.
Thank you. Nice to be back. I've been moving and trying to pack.
Elizabeth, that's who you are. Isaiah, make sure you take Elizabeth's name. Isaiah, put her name down. And it's nice to see you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was the name again?
Elizabeth Hoare, HOARE.
Yeah, guys, thanks for showing up. I told them, please show up and make, so I won't lose my job.
Well, the reason she's saying that is that DACO, Department of Aging and Community Living, wants this program to continue. But for them to fund the program, you all have to show up. You have to show up to show that you are, utilizing the money that they're putting out. And guess what? They want to do a second round of IPAC, but they want to see the attendance here. If it's effective, then they'll do a second round.
Right.
Now y'all believe me, Miss James said the same thing I did, but in a different way. But Miss James, let me tell you what they're saying. They said, well, I thought I satisfied the program. I said, it's not that you have to come. This is an invitation. We want you to come.
That is exactly what it is. The whole idea of you all being locked up in your home for COVID is what the DACO is concerned about. They want you all to feel a sense of inclusion by attending these classes. So you're not locked up in your home.
Okay.
So that's the reason we're continuing and running classes every day. Tomorrow we have one on health and nutrition. That's being held by the vets group. And then Friday, we have one on Alzheimer's. How to cope with it if it happens to enter into your life, or if you have any loved ones that are suffering from this disease.
Okay.
So make sure you tune in for both tomorrow and Fridays. Then next week, there was someone who asked about death and dying and coping. I found a therapist, a psychologist, who will be coming on next week to talk about that. Okay, so I did find someone to do it. And they'll be coming on next Wednesday. So we have a lot of interesting programs coming on. We have the Office of People's Counsel coming on not this Friday, but the next Friday. A lot of interesting sessions that you may benefit from. Ask a lot of questions too. We have one person contacted me today from the health and I think it's called the health department, the DC health department, who's coming on to talk about that also. They're coming, I'll tell you in a minute who that healthcare ombudsman. They're going to be talking about health insurance in the District of Columbia, I guess, especially when it applies to seniors. And those of you who need help with paying your supplement, as far as your Medicare portion of it, if your income is not high enough, you can get help with that. Okay.
Teresa, is that what they call qualified Medicare benefit program? QMB, I think it's called.
Oh, is that what it's called? Yes.
Yes.
So they'll be talking about that. I haven't set the date yet, but she responded and said yes, she's gonna come on. So I will be set a date and let you all know what date that is.
Thank
you. Ms. James, speaking of helping and getting help, I just talked to a senior yesterday his heat was out of his home. The house was built in 1937 or something. And so he's applied for some heating, but he don't have it yet.
You see, had he been on a week ago or 2 weeks ago, we would have had him get direct help for that. Because she was ready to assist anyone who's struggling with paying their heating bills.
Yes, and he said that's why he hadn't been joining meetings because he's in the cold.
Do you have that number?
What, the one that's about the
number for the heating?
I probably do have it. Yes, I probably do have the person's name was Mr. Chandler. Write it down. And his number is 202-440-1030. 1564, and he came in and talked about getting help with low income. If he can't help you, he will direct you to the person who can. But he came on and spoke about getting assistance with water and heating. So you don't.
Can you repeat that again?
Or the number 202
Yeah.
440 1564.
Thank you.
Mhm. And his name is Mr. Chandler from Lynn. He's who came on and talked about the program. Okay. All
Yes,
right. So
I was on that day that he had talked about the program, and he had stated that even if you lived in an apartment, that you could get your
windows.
Window weatherized. And so I called, and when I called, they told me that that they didn't do it for apartments.
Oh, but not if somebody owns the apartment building.
But the landlord said that they will sign whatever forms they needed to sign.
Really? Oh.
Yes.
Miss James.
Yes.
Can you tell me how someone would be able to obtain an iPad and enroll in the program?
Okay, it's a very good question. There is going to be a wait list at the Department of Aging and Community Living. And you would have to, we get all of the referrals from them. So
They already have a waiting list now.
Yes, so make sure you're on that waiting list.
No, somebody had asked me about the program, and I was trying to tell them to get on. You know, they have to get an iPad to get on it.
Because that's the way we're going to take applicants, through the Department of Aging and Community Living. We only take
community living.
Yeah.
They'll tell them about the program when they call, but they'll go on the waiting list.
They'll call the Department of Aging, and they will put them on a waiting list. And when it's time for us to do our distribution, we get our names and contact information from them.
Okay.
Miss Teresa, can I get the number to the help desk, please?
Oh, 202 800 6868.
Would you say that again? Some background noise is drowning out what you're saying.
I know. It's 202 800 6868.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
Now, Miss James.
Yes.
Miss James.
Hi, I see y'all later. I'm gone.
Miss James, I wanted to ask you one more question.
Go ahead, Patricia.
Miss James, now the classes now are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
We have classes from Tuesday to Friday. And we have face-to-face classes on Monday.
Right. What if you're not interested in the Tuesday class and initially they had told you about the Wednesday and Friday training?
You show up for whatever class you'd like to show up for.
Okay. All right.
But if you want to win a prize, you'll show up for all of them.
Well, I've already blown that. I've already blown that because I missed yesterday.
Well, we only started yesterday, so.
I know. So I said I missed yesterday, so I blew that chance.
I was there. You don't know who else is miss out.
Okay.
Don't take that attitude. Don't ever do that.
Okay.
Never choose.
All right.
So are you trying to bribe us?
Whatever it takes to get you all on board, I'm going to bribe. Yes, I am bribing.
All right.
I am doing so. So you keep that in mind. We'll always have giveaways for the frequent ones. Because the whole idea is for DACO to feel that they're putting out their money.
All right.
And that they're getting returns and that you all are benefiting from it.
And I must say, Teresa gave some wonderful prizes last time. And yes. I got a beautiful necklace made by the Maasai tribe. And it came a couple of days. I couldn't believe I got it in the mail so quickly.
Wow, that's
So,
Mr.
so you're
Austin.
helping to bribe us too, huh?
Yes, I'm gonna bribe. I'm gonna bribe. I'll do what I do. Okay. So hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay.
take care.
Okay,
Stay
see
safe.
y'all
Bye,
tomorrow.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Great evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye, family.
Bye-bye.